Member for Blacktown.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise on the sad news that the Commonwealth Bank branch in my hometown of Doonside will be permanently closed on the 29th of November this year. It first opened on the 21st of September 1964. That's some 60 years ago, and contrary to popular belief, before I was born. Without any consultation, they've announced a closure, and it's closing its door. The closure will exacerbate all the long wait times and all the other Commonwealth banks that have closed throughout the area, as well as other problems in the area as far as access to banking. And they're telling us that we have to go to either Blacktown, Mount Druitt or Plumpton. And similarly, I suppose St George Bank used to have ATMs in Woodcroft, and they closed that down and replaced it with private ATMs, forcing people closing. From my understanding, in 2023, the four major banks closed 384 branches, of which the Commonwealth Bank closed 73. Doonside has become the latest statistics. Customers are being forced now to use West Point Blacktown, or Plumpton Marketplace, or Westfields and Mount Druitt, or Seven Hills Shopping Centre, all a fair distance away. Madam Speaker, I just want to highlight that the Senate this year handed down its report in May regarding the effect of branch closures on consumers and businesses, and recommending that the existing bank code of conduct be made mandatory. Under this code, banks are required to undertake meaningful consultation with the community before shutting down any branch, and to fund transition and ongoing services to ensure access to cash and essential banking services in the event of a closure. The Australian Banking Association membership requires all its members, which the Commonwealth Bank is one, to apply the code in a mandatory state, not just in a voluntary state. Part of this code talks about 90 days before any proposed closing date that the bank must mail a notice to customers of the branch. I am in possession of some of the letters that the bank has sent out, and they were just dated on the 18th of October last week, and it's closing down in 40 days' time. I'll be contacting the Australian Banking Association President, ABA, Anna Bali, as well as the Finance Sector Union, to make sure that they respond and make sure the Commonwealth Bank at least adheres to proper consultation. The CBA and Westpac have extended they've made public statements saying they've extended their moratorium on branch closures to December 2026. I'm not too sure why they've now shut down the Doonside branch out within the moratorium period. I also note in the gallery here that we have the Deputy Mayor for Blacktown City and local Ward 4 Councillor, Bob Fitzgerald, Ward 3 Councillor Carol Israel, who lives in Woodcroft, as well as Emmanuel and his sister Maria Teresa Talatino, who are all fighting to keep our bank services open. Why is it important for postcode 2767, which comprises of Doonside, Woodcroft, Huntington Heights and Bungarby? The population in this area alone is 23,284 as according to the last statistics, with the majority at 50.3% being female, with 6,223 families. There's 1,600 people living in the Doonside or postcode 2767 area with a disability. 733 NDIS participants. There's been 6,500 people identified in the surveys at the ABS that there are with chronic long-term health issues such as arthritis, asthma or lung disease. There's 20% of the population, 4.5, are below the age or above the age of 60. It's difficult for them to get around. Community reaction has, with a bank that generates this year $4.5 billion profit, to shut down a Doonside branch which access so many people is preposterous by the bank. And I note in their correspondence they said you can use the nearby West Point Bank, the branch, a brand new larger branch, Well, there was 2 Blacktown branches put into one branch, which was a lot smaller. It's atrocious. We, people of postcode 2767, will stand up and make sure that this branch stays open.
Madam Speaker, can I just make a contribution?
Thank you.
I'd just like to thank the member for Blacktown bringing this particular issue via his private member statement to this place, and just back him in. It's important that we acknowledge the distress that many of our residents feel when banks do close, and particularly acknowledge many older residents and those who don't feel that they can use technology and like banking in an old-fashioned way. Thank you, Member for Blacktown, for standing here and pointing out some of the anger that our communities feel. Something similar has happened in recent times in the Blue Mountains. The ANZ branch in Katoomba closed after promising not to close any regional branches in 3 years. They've closed a second ANZ branch now, so we don't have any ANZ branch between Penrith and Bathurst now, so shame on ANZ.